the night of July 18th, 2004. This footage captured Mark Douglas Hacking and Lori Soares Hacking, who were expecting their first child, entering a convenience store. Little did Lori know that these were her last moments before she mysteriously vanished without a trace. As the interrogation unfolded, Mark seemed cooperative with detectives in providing every detail they asked for. However, what they stumble upon next goes beyond disturbing, exposing the dark secret Lori had discovered, a secret that would ultimately cost her life.
I've got these circumstances that look bad. And then I asked him, I said, after the lie detector test, and I pass it, can we be done with everything? And he said yes. So I feel like if I don't take this, then I'm just going to be drilled.
At 10:49 a.m. on July 19th, 2004, Mark made a disturbing 911 call to report the disappearance of his wife, Lori. According to him, she had not returned from her morning jog, which was quite unusual. The next day, Lori's family held a press conference and issued a heartfelt appeal for public assistance in locating her. Over 1,200 volunteers participated in the search and distributed missing persons posters throughout Salt Lake City. To gain further insight into this disturbing event, Mark is taken into custody for questioning.
Just tell me, in your words, what's been going on so far today.
My wife got up at 5 this morning, went running, and I stayed in bed. I woke up at 8, and she hadn't awakened me when she got home and showered and went to work at 7. Or at least I thought that's what had happened. Most of the time I drive her to work, and she wakes me up when she's ready and I take her to work, but sometimes she drives. So, and today she was driving, so when I woke up and she was gone, I just figured she hadn't awakened me, just let me sleep. And so I got up at 8, did some things. I played my Nintendo a bit, and we needed a new mattress. We decided to get one, so I went, and we had been shopping around, looking at different places, and I had found one.
What time was that?
I left my place at about 9. Drove around. Most of the places were closed where I was looking, but one place said on the door that they would open at 10. But I got there.
What place was that, you know?
I can't remember the name, but it's right next to R.C. Willey.
One place had a sign.
It said 10, but I was there at probably a little after 9, and the door was open. I went in and someone helped me.
Okay, which R.C. Willey was this by?
21st South.
The one there on 300 West? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go in there because the door's open.
And they had the mattresses we were looking at. They were sort of extreme comfort or something like that. And it was a good deal. So
how much did you pay for it?
I paid like $500, somewhere around there. And they had, we needed new pillows too. Our pillows were pretty shot. And I bought 2 pillows. And they were something like $49 a piece or $50 a piece or something.
Okay, did you buy sheets or anything like that to go along with them?
No.
No, you didn't buy any sheets?
No.
How much did you say the pillows were? About
$50.
So spent about $600 on the mattress and the pillows.
About that.
Okay. But you don't remember the name of the place?
It's called something like it has something to do with sleeping comfortably or something like that. Like that's the title.
Okay, so you buy the mattress. Did they deliver? Did you have to take it home, or how did it work?
Took it home.
You took it home? In what kind of vehicle? About what time did you leave the store? Let's keep the timeline down here. Just
9:30.
So you wasn't there very long. It was really quick.
No. On top of my car.
On top of your car? Did you tie it down or anything, or what'd you tie it down with?
Twine.
Do you know where the twine's at now? Do you know what happened to it?
It should be in my dumpster.
Okay.
Mark appears calm and cooperative, casually recounting his mundane activities, but suddenly inconsistencies in his story begin to surface. His ability to remember the amount he spent and struggle to recall the location raises an immediate concern. Additionally, there is one more disturbing question that further raises the detective's suspicion. Why did Mark go buy a mattress if he was worried about his wife's disappearance? Well, as simple as this detail may appear, it will more likely turn out to be a pivotal clue, aiding detectives in solving this twisted case.
Okay, what happened after you got the mattress home?
I put it on my bed. I was putting sheets on. Called my wife while I was putting sheets on, and someone else answered the phone.
About what time is this?
About 10.
You called wife's cell phone?
No.
No.
Her
Work phone?
Phone.
So what did I get for assuming there? What was the reason for the call?
Just to say hi.
Okay. Called wife's work phone, someone else answered. Do you know who answered?
His name is Brandon.
Do you know him?
My wife is training him. I had never met him.
Okay. What happened during the telephone call?
I asked to talk to my wife. Well, I don't remember the exact words. He said something along the lines, is Lori okay? And I
Brandon
said,
asked you that?
yeah, and I said, I don't know. And he told me she hadn't come in. So I went looking for her.
Okay, how did you know where to go look?
Because she runs in the same place every day.
She goes up there every single day?
No.
Most of the time?
5 or 6 days a week.
Okay. Okay, about what time was it you left to go look for her?
Just after 10, just right away.
So it was close to 10, 10, 15, 10, 10?
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. 10, I'll just say 10 to 10, 15, just guessing.
Okay.
I'll put a question mark so we're not being held to. Did you see what she was wearing? You've probably given that information. You didn't? Okay. Any assumption? Does she have like shorts she wears all the time? Does she have different ones? Or
Different ones.
Different ones each day, huh? Doesn't want to get stinky.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, detectives continue their search for clues, and they eventually uncover an important piece of evidence. They find Lori's car keys and purse at her home, casting doubt on her ability to drive far away without them. Furthermore, while questioning Lori's family members, detectives also learned that she was preparing for a cross-country move with Mark, an aspiring doctor who had recently graduated from the University of Utah and was set to attend medical school at the University of North Carolina. With so much on the list, it's puzzling why Lori would disappear without a trace. However, unbeknownst to the detectives, these seemingly trivial details will reveal a chilling connection to Lori's disappearance, something they could never have anticipated.
Okay, so you went looking up there. When did you decide to call the police?
Right away. Right. I tried before I left the apartment, but it was busy. So I grabbed my phone book.
What number did you dial, do you know?
Dispatch.
The phone was busy, or did it have a recording, or what was it?
It was busy.
Like beep, beep, beep. You don't remember what number it was you called?
No, but I called the same one from my car.
Okay. But how long was it when you called back again in your car?
Just a matter of minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
And you got in okay? Okay. So you called before you even got up there to look for her? Okay. Okay, what happened when you got up to Memory Grove? Did you get up there before the police, or about how long did it take you to drive up there?
Like 10 minutes,
So now we're around about 10:30,
probably.
say. Did you find her car?
Mm-hmm.
Does she park it in the same place when she goes jogging up there, or? I haven't been up there. I don't know where it's at or anything.
There's not, it's just on the street. Just
Is it on the road that goes around, or is it up the canyon?
down in Memory Grove.
Down at the bottom by the gate and all that? Okay. And that's just where you found it? You're not sure that's where she always parks it or anything?
She parks it on that road every time.
Every time?
I'm just, you say the same place. It's on the road.
I mean general,
Right,
not the same
okay.
parking spot. Nobody can get there.
Right.
Okay, did the cops arrive shortly after you, or were they already there?
No,
or?
they told me they couldn't look for her for 24 hours.
That's what they told you on the phone? Okay. So how did you finally get him up there?
Other people called.
Other people called? Do you know who?
Throughout Mark's recounting, he shows signs of delayed urgency. Despite his best attempts to appear concerned, his emotionally hollow statements and delay regarding his wife's well-being seem inconsistent and unconvincing. However, as more details unravel, what follows next will be intriguing to watch. Ironically, the very story Mark weaves to shield himself will ultimately expose his guilt and turn the investigation against him.
So other people called and then they said they'd go up there?
People she works with, co-workers, but
Okay.
I don't know who.
Did you call them and tell them that that's what they had told you or anything? Her fellow workers, or did they all just start calling in on their own?
When I got to Memory Grove this morning, they knew what was going on because I'd been on the phone with them and I told them I was
Okay.
going out there, and they just showed up.
All of her friends?
Yeah.
Okay. Friends were at Memory Grove. Do you know how many of them called in?
Called the police?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was up searching when they called and said, the police are here now.
They called you on your cell phone and told you. Okay, do you know about what time the cops arrived up there? No idea.
11.
Okay. Okay. And between that time you had been up looking in the shrubs and all that? Okay.
As the investigation progresses, detectives uncover additional incriminating evidence that convinces them of Mark's lies. They discover a blood-covered knife in his bedroom with fiber stuck to it. Additionally, the forensic teams find a blood stain inside Mark's vehicle, adding to the mounting evidence against him. However, they decide not to disclose these details until they are certain that the blood belongs to Lori. Meanwhile, in the interrogation room, the detective decides to make a final strategic move to observe Mark's reaction, which will unlikely be what one would expect from an innocent person.
That brings us that's about the twist of it right there. I just had to get a basis for the questions. Okay, let me explain the test to you. You understand it so you feel comfortable with it, and so you won't be afraid of it. Okay? What this is a truth verification machine. Okay? Have you ever had a lie detector test, the old-fashioned type? If you've seen them on TV, okay, they have like the box and they have all the arms going around, the papers rolling, the guy's sitting in the chair and he's all strapped up and all that stuff. Okay? That was developed in the 1930s. Okay? We're hoping technology's advanced a little more since then, and that's what this is. Okay? Before we get going, we need to take care of some items of business here. You spell your last name.
Hacking.
This is just waiver form. It's basically saying you're taking this of your own free will. Nobody's forcing you or coercing you or anything of that nature.
Okay.
Okay, you can agree with that. If you can agree with that, just sign that there.
Okay. I do feel coerced into taking this.
And how do you feel? I mean, let me explain this to you. Nobody's making you take this test. If you don't want to, you can walk right out that door right
And
now.
what happens to me?
You walk out the door and I take you back up to your car.
Okay. And if I refuse, then of course that makes me look guilty.
It's not admissible in court anyway.
So what are you doing?
Just gives us... We trust the machine, the courts just don't. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It just gives us something to verify the information that we've got so far. And obviously, as you said, obviously, we got some concerns about this mattress thing. Okay, obviously some concerns are going to come up about that, and we just want to get them clarified. Because we interview people that have killed people all the time, and they don't tell us the truth. That's why we have this machine. You see where we're coming from? If somebody's killed somebody, they're not going to come out and tell us, yeah, I killed them. And that's what this machine is just for.
But at the same time, I've got these circumstances that look bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, and then I asked him, I said, after the lie detector test, and I pass it, can we be done with everything? And he said yes. So I feel like if I don't take this, then I'm just going to be drilled.
Well, here's the other thing. If you got nothing to worry, if you haven't done anything, you have nothing to worry about, even if they do go through that evidence. Do you know what I'm saying? You have nothing to lose by this.
I don't think I want to take it.
Okay. And nobody's going to force you to. Okay. Let me just come on here. I'll take you just a minute.
With evidence stacking against Mark and his refusal to take a polygraph, it's evident that he's trying to conceal something sinister. However, it won't be long before his dark secrets will be exposed. Shortly after the interrogation concluded, Mark was spotted running naked through the streets with only his sandals on. He was immediately admitted to a hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. While being treated in the hospital, this time had been enough for Mark to rethink his decision. He finally decided to confide in his brothers, Scott and Lance Hacking, about the evil secrets he had concealed for so long. He told them that around midnight on July 18th, as Lori went to bed, he took a .22 caliber rifle and shot her in the head while she was asleep. He then threw the weapon and disposed of the blood-soaked mattress in a nearby dumpster, according to police reports. The mattress was cut with a knife found at his home. Furthermore, after executing the harrowing crime, he wrapped Lori in a carpet and disposed of her dead body in a dumpster near the University of Utah. Ironically, the very place where he was working and educating people about psychological issues. The following day, all this information was relayed to the police. Mark's confession confirmed him as Lori's murderer, who, after killing her, staged her disappearance to avoid suspicion. As the real monster behind this gruesome murder was discovered, the only vital question that remained unanswered was what had driven Mark to a point that led him to carry out such a harrowing crime. The answer to this question was also about to be unraveled. During the investigation, detectives had discovered another disturbing piece of evidence, a letter from Lori stating, "I hate coming home from work because it hurts. I can't imagine life with you if things don't change." While questioning Lori's manager, he revealed that the day before her disappearance, Lori had left the office in tears. Further inquiries revealed that Lori had contacted the medical school in North Carolina to finalize the housing arrangements. During this call, she learned that Mark had never received his degree from the University of Utah and never applied to medical school. According to investigators, on the night of July 18th, Lori wrote Mark a note stating her intention to leave him after she had discovered that everything Mark told her about his background was a lie, which ultimately prompted him to tragically end her life. On August 2, 2004, Mark was finally arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Throughout this period, a massive landfill search was carried out to find Lori's body. Eventually, after 2 months of grueling search, on October 1st, searchers found human remains in the Salt Lake City landfill and eventually determined those to be of Lori. However, due to decomposition, the medical examiners couldn't confirm her pregnancy. Mark ultimately met the terrible fate he had chosen for himself. On October 29, 2004, Mark pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder. However, Mark later changed his plea to guilty of first-degree murder in exchange for the dismissal of additional charges against him. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison on June 6, 2005, the maximum sentence allowed under Utah law at the time. A month later, the Utah Board of Pardons announced that Mark Hacking would not be eligible for parole until at least 2035, which would require him to serve a minimum of 30 years in prison.